Hello, welcome to another recording of Out of Context. I am your host with the most, Ashley Majestic, and as always, you come here, you listen to us, just to hear us talk about honestly nothing or disturbing things, such as like in the 1800s, dentures were made out of the real teeth of deceased people. Speaking of deceased people, here with me today is always my co-host Adrian. Adrian, say hi to the people.
I'm alive. I promise I'm alive. I'm here. I'm ready to go. It's been a very interesting week, very depressing December, but nevertheless, I'm here to be optimistic and have fun with you in a professional way. So, how are you doing?
Wow, no, you're dead on the inside. I mean, because technically we all are. If you work in retail once, you're dead on the inside. Am I right?
Well, I mean, but I'm much better now. I'm not in retail anymore. I've survived purgatory. So, right now, I'm working at a great job that pays me a shiitake ton of money. And yeah, I'm very much alive.
Uh, I'll fix that. But anyway, let's ignore what could and could not happen to you. And when I hold a knife in my hand, well, that's just silly talk. But anyway, we have a guest here today, and it's not a guest we've had before or on our previous show. This is somebody that's new, that's different. It is a shiny toy. Well, not to me, it's used and abused, but it's a shiny toy to the rest of you. Here is my best friend. We've been best friends for a very long time. And you know what? The stage is yours.
Hi, I'm Becky. I'm Ashley's rabid pet raccoon. And yeah, I think I'm down for like helping her hide the body of Adrian after.
Wait a second. What? Why has it got to be my body? I mean, I kind of put this show together, so could it be anybody else's body, like Veronica at least?
Yeah, see, but Becky doesn't know Veronica.
Okay, well, so you're going to sacrifice me
I've
for
heard
the.
stories, so I might consider it. All I know is as long as I can bite people, I'm fine.
Okay, Becky. Okay, let me point this out to you. Adrian here did not watch Star Wars up until this current year.
What?
There we go. There we go.
So let me get this straight. You and I host this show. You bring on your bestie, instantly turn her rabid against me, and I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be okay with this.
Yes.
You should have had the warning when she probably told you that we've been friends for over 10 years, so.
I mean, really, this is your own fault because I did tell you that this has been my best friend for a very long time, and no one else can really survive this long unless they are just as mentally fucked up.
If not more.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is our show. I mean, this is what we do. Other than insult each other to the nth degree, and now you bring in your frothing at the mouth best friend ready to attack me, bury me, and hide my body somewhere. This is why I'm way over here. This is why she's way over there. And don't fear not, Becky. I am not afraid to fall on the ground and cry. I will scream fetal position, and I'll crawl into a ball to protect myself. So it's okay.
You're fine. See, look at you. You're fun right now. You're okay. I believe in you.
So Becky, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 27, I'm from New York, and I like causing mayhem and chaos. And somehow I managed to get married. I've been friends with Ashley for well over 10 years, and we have yet to execute our plan to put my mom in a straitjacket.
Yeah, I feel like we've been slacking on that a little bit. It really shines on how irresponsible we are.
It's the little things in life that brings us close together. So Becky, what brings you to the Out of Context podcast, other than, of course, being Ashley's best friend, wanting to kill me, hide my body, just the basic stuff like that?
Well, Ashley decided to ask me if I want to join. I was like, sure, I'll help traumatize people.
Yeah, I mean that's all we really need is like, hey, on a podcast. I want to join and just trigger people and disturb them and everything, and it's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Well, you definitely come to the right place. And before we get started here, I'd like just to go over just a few little things about us this month. Now, of course, Ashley, last month we went over a couple of things about who's been listening to us for the month of November. Now, for the month of December, it's kind of exploded again. I mean, so I'll explain this to you, her bestie, that we go over stats on the show, see who listens to us, because this show started off really, really tiny. And I wanted us just to be a little bitty podcast, very innocuous, just really nothing special. So now we get all these listeners from all over the world. I mean, people like Ashley. It's weird. But we have, so for the month of December so far, we had people in the United States listening to us. We have our people in Canada, our people in the UK, hello over there, people in Mexico, and still more people in Vietnam likes us. So, I mean, what do you think about that?
Definitely a little, that's awesome, because as I said before the show started, I remember listening to like your very first podcast, and you're like, yeah, but just doing this for fun, and just, Ashley's not joining me yet, so be prepared. I didn't realize by be prepared it meant that everybody was a bunch of masochists like me.
Pretty much.
Or sadistic. Or both.
You have no
Well,
idea.
you never know.
She truly has no idea, Ashley. So, I mean, what topics are we getting into today? But actually, before I do, since our special guest is here, so I'll turn my attention to the special guest. So let me ask a basic question, and I'll sit back and I'll enjoy the answer. How did you two meet? How did you guys become best friends? I mean, because Ashley is very, very special, dangerous, psychotic, but yet warm and fluffy with a nice bedside manner. So how did you two guys meet and become besties?
So, funny story, and it's actually kind of sad if you think about it now. Back when I was 13, I was a member of this website called DeviantArt in the chat rooms and stuff, and I was, I think, in line to become a mod, or I was a mod at the time. And I was getting bullied severely by this one person. And I decided I was going to take a step back, ignore them. I saw Ashley pop into the chat room. I said hello to her. And then this guy said something, I don't remember what, and Ashley stood her ground, and then she was like, hey, join this chat room. So I joined. We started talking a little bit. One of the first things that bonded us was the fact that we both liked Evanescence.
Yeah, pretty much. Becky just kind of lighthearted that story. Pretty much this guy was being a royal jerk. I still remember his screen name being Sandman something, punk ass bitch. And basically he continued to just be an asshole in the chat, primarily, and granted, this is the very first time. This was me just joining a random chat in DeviantArt because I had just joined that website. And I just was like, what the fuck? And I popped off on him. And as Becky said, I was like, hey, just join me in a private chat room because fuck this guy. And Evanescence, bring me to life. That's kind of that was the icebreaker.
And then somehow eventually that chat room went from being just Ashley and I to a few other people, to the point where we became the Bashettes. And Ashley was the ringleader and I was the person who kind of helped cause the shenanigans.
Oh my gosh, you were my co-captain.
Captain, my captain, the ship is going down.
Going down.
Now,
Everyone abandoned ship. You first.
Now, of course,
Oh, yeah.
to be Ashley's best friend, you must have a screw loose. So, I mean, what about you qualifies you to be her best friend?
Still trying to figure that out, honestly.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to figure that out too. Aside from the fact that, I don't know, for some reason, her and I both went through really dark times and stuff, and back then we were kind of each other's beacon of light, and we made each other laugh even when we wanted to cry. I went through a lot of messed up shit when I was growing up, and she was the one thing that kept me sane, and she went through a lot of shit, and I was one of the only people she would tell anything to. And I've learned with her, she comes off rabid sometimes. Why do you think I have rabies? And she's more like a deer. When Ashley's going through a lot, you let her be. You let her be alone. She'll come to you eventually, and when she does, you don't go, boo. You go, hey, how's it going, buddy? Long time no see.
Don't reveal my secrets, Rebecca.
You did not just use my government name, Ashley.
Well,
That is blasphemy. That is rude. And no one's allowed to use my government name.
Your mama.
now I can agree with you, Becky, to a point. I can agree with you because, Ashley and I went through a little hiatus, where we didn't speak for the longest time. It was nothing personal. It's just she was going through some stuff and needed time alone. And, when she came back like a deer, and I didn't make any sudden movements. I just walked really slow. I offered her a microphone, and she gladly accepted it, and we've been off to the races ever since. So I truly understand that. And of course, judging by your attitude, you two are definitely a perfect fit.
I am not a deer. I am manly as hell.
Okay. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah.
All right. How about this? You're a buck, not a doe.
Oh, yeah. Book.
You're a 10-pointer that every hunter wants. And then they look at you, you look at them, and then you run. And never be seen again. But little do they know when they go and track you, there's a trap being laid. Because then you morph into a grizzly bear with a little rabbit raccoon next to you going, "Can I kill?"
I mean, you're right. After we've been talking, because I tend to do this because, I have a short attention span and I had to keep myself busy. I am actually very upset because I like to just go on Google and type in disturbing images. And sometimes you'll hear me go, no. And I reach the very bottom. Google's actually saying, looks like you've reached the end. It's disturbing images. I have not been scrolling that long. How could I reach the end? It's Google. How do I reach the end? So I'm a little upset about that. But yeah, for the most part, as Becky was explaining it, is we were both going through a lot of stuff. I was getting bullied in school. I didn't have any friends. Kind of the same thing with Becky as well. And so pretty much as soon as we got home from school, we were immediately talking to each other on the chat. And this is when landlines were still a thing before the cell phones got popular. Her and I would be on the phone with each other constantly. As soon as we got home from school to when we were going to bed, to sometimes where we're just staying up talking until the sun was coming up. It was pretty much just like that. And it was like that for a good handful of years.
How many times did I get yelled at by my brother and my mother to get off the phone because they needed it for something? Oh my god. There were so many times.
And I was just sitting there waiting for you to call back, waiting for you to call back, waiting for you to call back.
And then there were a couple times when we knew my brother was on the phone and we started talking about really, really gross and detailed personal shit.
Yes.
And you would just hear,
Fun fact, I still do that to this day. Because I know you hear stories about them, but Adrian knows who I'm talking about. Brandon and Veronica. There's times where Veronica and I just want to chat about something without Brandon hearing it. And Brandon's like, no, I want to hear it now. I want to hear it. And then I'll just look at Veronica and we'll just stop talking about woman things, such as period stuff. And he's like, nope, I'm out.
That's her quick defensive mechanism right there. So it's all right.
Honestly, it's just me talking about it. Doesn't have to be about it. Just generally most guys don't like that topic. So that's the easiest cop out that any woman can really do. But I also take it a step further by talking about disturbing things or something weird I saw. Oh, that's weird. Just like now, what I'm seeing right now. But yeah, if I don't want someone to sit there and talk to me or listen to me, I'll start talking about really fucked up stuff. This is so.
Yes.
I hope you know I want to see that image. Like, send it to me right now.
This is what we do on the show. Sometimes in mid-conversation, she sends messages back and forth, really disturbing things.
Oh my god!
See, there we go. Now, for you listeners out there wondering what it is, I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to describe it. I'm just going to keep on talking as they both look at disturbing images.
He says he's not going to look at it, but guess what? I can save this to my phone, and because whenever I message Adrian, he's pretty quick to reply. So all I have to do is just message him, and he's going to open it, and bam, picture.
I just got done
I
eating.
want to send that to my wife now. Oh my god.
See, this is what we get on the Out of Context podcast. This random stuff just happens. So, ladies, if you can put your murder boners away just for a second, I have a question for both of you. That
Doing
actually,
murder.
see, murder boners, put those away. So, we're going to talk about actually something that ties into what we're all talking about. You guys have been best friends for so many years, and we mentioned about appreciation for what you have and the things that you don't have. Because nowadays in December, a whole lot of people are getting depressed. Not me, I give two hoots about it. But most people are depressed because they don't have certain things in their lives that they've always wanted. Because Christmas has been bastardized about giving gifts. So I have this appreciation for what I have versus what I don't have. And what are your thoughts on that? I mean, are you more appreciative about like the little things like, your friendship with Ashley and Ashley's friendship with Becky? Or do you guys focus on more of the things that you don't have and the things that you want?
That's kind of a loaded question. I think it really depends on the day. Because there are times when I will admit, and Ashley can attest to this, I focus so heavily on the dark shit that sometimes I have to try to remind myself, like, hey, I'm still here and I have amazing people in my life. And I'm always grateful for having Ashley in my life and being my friend. I still want to kick her in the nuts sometimes, especially for giving me a scar. She doesn't have one, but I attest.
Yeah. For me, I mean, same thing. It's depending on the day because we all know I can really fall into deep, dark depressions as well. But there's a thing that I've always told myself that when I get like to the really dark point is I try to make a list to myself of 10 things that makes me happy, reasons to stay here. And Becky's always in that list. Some things can be as small. Like one of the things is I have to see what the next Star Wars trilogy is going to be about. I have to see this, or just stupid things, but things that are like, okay, that's another reason. But for the most part, I very much am appreciative of what I have. It's hard for me to feel happy, and that's a whole other podcast to talk about that part. It's hard for me to feel truly happy because the last time I felt truly happy, everything went to shit. So I do appreciate the things, but I am also sad about others. But at the end of the day, it's like, I think about it's like I have my friends, I have my husband, I have my dogs, I live in a nice house and I'm employed. That's just the basics of it. So I guess on a good day, it's, I'm appreciative. On the Saturdays, it's kind of hard to see it, but I will at least make myself to make a list because that's what helps me the most.
Yeah, you've been doing that since we were like 13. You used to tell me you do that all the time. Throw me up a wall.
Well, it works, don't it? You're still here. My irritation, that's what it is. Me irritating you.
Honestly, this is gonna be super random, but like, I kind of glad like I'm set up in like the spare room of my apartment because in the spare room of my apartment I have a cork board and Ashley has seen it several times ever since we were 13. It's never moved the stuff that she's either drawn or written or whatever. Like it just hangs up there, and if I'm really in a dark place, I read a poem that she wrote me a long, long, long time ago. Many moons ago.
See, that's not bad at all. And I never thought of having something like that. And Ashley can attest to this. Growing up poor, you kind of appreciate the little things that you have because you don't have, what most other kids have or other teens have, stuff like that. So I just try to take that appreciation. I've taken it with me ever since I was a little kid, being 46 now. I just wake up with the utmost appreciation of the little things I have, whether it be a bed, whether it be a car, whether it be a job, or my son. I just try to appreciate the little things because I know it's easy to get wrapped up into, hey, look at my paycheck or look at the position I am in life. It could be better or I could be making more. No. I just sit back and I enjoy what I have because as cliche as it sounds, it can end at any moment. So I just try to hold on to it and just try to like it. But Becky, you were saying about her poetry. The poem that you have on your board, how old is it?
Oh God, let me check.
And of course,
Was
Walsh.
that
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I may interrupt.
2009? She wrote that for me.
And what was it about?
No.
Oh yes, we're gonna go there. So yes, what was it about?
Um, I'm not gonna read it, but pretty much it was just like a reminder of all the good things that Ashley loved about me. And it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, I really needed that, especially around that time, because um, around that time, my mom and my stepdad were getting divorced, and I had lost my entire world imploded in on me. I was getting severely bullied at school. I was extremely suicidal. Ashley told me one night she didn't know whether the next day she was gonna get a phone call or not about me. And I get a random message. I was having a really dark night that night, and Ashley randomly messages me out of the blue. We hadn't talked that day for some reason. I'm pretty sure it was because like my world was like I was trying to get my footing again. And she's like, "You need to read this right now." And I read it, and yep, ever since then I print it off and I keep it on my wall.
That's not bad. And Ashley, how do you feel about that?
I mean, what? I mean, there's nothing like feeling about it. I mean, like, of course I did that. That's Becky. Like, I've loved her for all these years, and again, during those times, it was just her and I even to this day, I'd be worried about her if she were to suddenly message me. It's like, "Hey, I love you," and that's it. I'm like, "Oh, no, we're not doing this. What else?" So
Yeah. If I ever message you, I love you, I know I have to add in there now, I'm okay, I just wanted to let you know.
yeah, usually you'll do, "Hey, I love you and I miss you. I hope we can talk some." Like, that's what you'll say, and I'm okay, cool. But if you just have her and I both know, if we just send each other the one line, "I love you," we're like, "Oh no, this is a red alert. It's go time. It's go time. We're about to fuck shit up because I'm gonna fly there and kill her."
Every single time, yeah. You've messaged me a couple times, "I love you," and I called you, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, where you did, buddy? What are you thinking about that? Because what are you thinking about? We're gonna talk about it, and we're not gonna do that.
And now that I'm an adult, I have adult money, and I can fly down there and be like, yeah, no, stay put.
That's how
I'd be right there.
Visit me. It's all coming together now. But
Swear to God, that's how I hit you with a car. And trust me, getting hit by a vehicle, not being in a vehicle, is extremely painful.
God, boy, don't you threaten me with a good time.
So if I messaged you, Ashley, saying, "Hey, I love you, have a good day," I mean, that would be kind of creepy, and you wouldn't really worry about me, would you?
I would actually be concerned in thinking that you were being held hostage for you to say something like that to me. I'm like, okay, this is code for he's in danger.
Okay.
Something's wrong.
Now, to be honest, nobody's going to hold a black man hostage, because the moment they call in going, "Hey, we have him hostage. We want $1,000,000," and he's a black man, you're going to hear click. Hello. Oh, okay. Well, we must get cut off. But no, nobody's going to kidnap me anytime soon.
Well, I don't know then. I feel like it'd be you saying that to me, or you tell me that you hate apple fritters and you hope that they are the scourge of the earth. And I'm like, oh shit, something's really wrong with them.
Or if I wind up messaging you saying I went back to racetrack, then you need to call somebody.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, yeah. This man needs help.
I'll get the straight jacket. I'll be down in a few hours.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. But no, going back to like the poem thing is, I honestly couldn't tell you I don't remember what I wrote on it, but we used to do that like every single day. We would chat on DeviantArt. We would talk every single day for so many years, up until we started working and becoming adults, and obviously our lives, and just we became adults. It's not like we didn't outgrow each other. It's just we have lives to live, but whenever we can fit time for each other, we do that. But anyway, we used to do a thing where we would just take turns writing each other letters to each other. Just letters, drawings, poems, whatever. It was just have like a side conversation that we would have. It was kind of like our own other thing to do because we both were, shitty times in our life. Depression, suicide, all those things were happening in our heads. So it was a time of just, okay, we have our everyday conversations, whether they're light or dark, but the letters were kind of like an extra breath of fresh air, if that makes sense.
It was something that we could go back and read again.
Yeah.
Because we knew Skype wasn't always going to be around. I mean, look at us now, we're on Discord. And DeviantArt died very quickly, I think, when we were like 16.
Yeah, it started fading out. It wasn't because it was becoming a very toxic place.
Yeah, it was definitely not. It wasn't some place that I would recommend anybody going to if they were weak of mind at the time.
Very much, yeah.
So I'll ask one more question, and I'll turn it over to Ashley if we have any topics we want to discuss, because we don't want to get too deep already. But well, never mind, too late we are. And giggity. So I'll pose a question to our special guest, Becky. I won't call you by government name because you already want to kill me for whatever reason. I think it's because I'm black. I don't know.
Because you waited all your life until this year to watch Star Wars for one of those reasons.
That's the primary one, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, if I would have known that, I guess I would have spared my life for all these years. Damn it. I ask a couple of people here and there, as we get older, you want to make an impact on your life. How do you want to be remembered? Before I ask Ashley this, I'll pose this question to you, Becky. How do you want to be remembered?
I guess the biggest thing is I want to be remembered as, I don't know, I guess me. Like, I don't want people ever saying, oh, she was always a ray of sunshine, because I wasn't. That'd be a lie. I want people to go, she fought her battles, and she won, one way or another. And I always try and do things for other people without expecting anything in return. And I just want to be, I don't know, I guess the little things, remembered for those. Like, oh, she gave me $1 one day, or she told me good morning, or she always smiled when I waved at her. I don't know. Just, I don't expect to make a big impact on the world, and I think I'm more at peace with that. Because I know you say you didn't want to get too deep, but I lost my cousin a little over a year ago. And I was talking with my aunt, and we realized that people kind of forgot about him. And I realized I don't want to be remembered by everybody. I just want to be remembered fondly by those who really, truly did love and care about me.
Have you know that I really think about you every time I drink Gatorade?
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. I think about you every time I drink the yellow one. I'm like, oh, I would love to dump this on her head in revenge.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'll be at your funeral and I'll pour the Gatorade. I'll pour one for my homie Becky.
Well, hopefully, Ashley, with the way how our lives are, I'm pretty sure you'll go before me, so I will be able to dump Gatorade on you at that time.
Now, I truly feel missing a particular portion of this conversation. So, yes, Ashley, please enlighten us on the whole Gatorade thing.
Oh, God.
Okay. So, once upon a time, Becky came to Florida on vacation with some of her family, and my mom was working at Disney at the time, and that's where they went. So, getting closer to the point, pretty much we met up with each other at Disney and just got to hang out and things. I was drinking a Gatorade. I couldn't tell you exactly how it started, but it just pretty much was me trying to pour Gatorade on Becky. And like a horrible friend that she is, she ran away from me. And then it was so funny because she fell. She
I
fell and like made such a noise with it moving the tables,
told.
and other people were like staring. And yeah, she has a scar because of that, and it's Gatorade. And that was the whole thing. And I still managed to get some on her because she was on the ground. And I was like, here you go. And then fun fact about the Gatorade thing: a few years ago, just because of the precious angel that I am,
Oh
I told
God.
Becky to record it. But I said, hey, I sent you something in the mail. Please record it when you're opening it, and she did. And I sent her a package of Gatorades.
And I said, fuck you, Ashley, I will get my revenge.
You haven't done it yet.
Now, you do realize, and I'm not too sure if you two ladies understand this, what just happened is Ashley assaulted you, laughed about it up until this day, and she's proud of that fact that she's your best friend after, trying to dump something on you, have you fall, injure yourself, and she giggled uncontrollably about it, and now you have a scar to remember her by. That's a true definition of friendship. I'm pretty jealous about that.
Yeah, if you don't have assault in there, where's the friendship start?
I mean, I did almost knock her on her ass at the bus stop the one time, so.
Yeah, this is when I ran away to New York to go see her when I was 16 years old, and she ran up to me and she basically lunged at me to where I almost fell over. So that
And
was
again, at the airport. I think the only time you got one up on me, you had to recruit help.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and there's video evidence of that. No, Becky's always been managed to sneak up on me, but this time around I did it. It was the last time we saw each other. Flew up to New York for her graduation at college, and she was expecting me I guess a couple days later.
The following day.
Yeah, the following day, and her mom and I had it planned. But I was like, hey, I'm actually not coming in that day. I'm coming in the day before. Would you be okay coming to pick me up or something? And she was all on board for it. And flash forward, just messing with her. I don't know the setup for it, but pretty much I went we did the whole sneaky thing because her mom's like, oh no, she's in the kitchen. She could see right here and blah blah blah. So I was full on stealth mode. I was crawling on the grass. I was like, all right, we gotta do this. And the neighbors were thinking, oh, what the fuck is happening over there? But I was all stealth because I was making sure I was crawling underneath the windows and I wasn't gonna get seen. Came up to the front door. Her mom starts recording. And, here comes Becky answering the door, and her face, and I was like, Becky! And her face is like, oh!
I was like, what the fuck? Am I dreaming?
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
And of course, this
So, yeah, our friendship really is about assaults. But that's really the concrete. It's what holds us together. Assault is our super glue.
It really is.
It really is.
I've thrown things at you, you've thrown things at me, you've taken my Adderall away from me so I could eat. Yeah. It was definitely assault in some degree.
Yeah, pretty much. Mental assaults too.
Yes, all the mental assaults.
Yeah.
How many times do we traumatize our friends in that chat room with our verbal assaults and they thought we were actually fighting? You and I were laughing on Skype.
Really, something, I would like to think we've probably been mentioned in their own therapy sessions.
I hope so. I know for sure I am because I was an edgy, dark. Thinking of me as a teenager makes me want to throw up because it's so cringy.
Yeah, we're kind of you're still slightly on pace to I guess personality. Clearly you've grown. But I feel where I am now, I'm very much not who I was as a teenager because, I'm married, live in a house, I have a stable job working in financials. I get excited about kitchen stuff and cooking and, and I wear makeup. Just eye makeup nowadays. I don't wear full face makeup and I don't mind getting dressed up all cute depending on where I'm going, especially if I plan on getting laid. The little things. And my teenage self would probably jump off a cliff knowing that this is how I became.
The idea of when I remember the first time you sent me a picture of you wearing makeup and I was like, what the fuck is on your face?
It's
because the one time I got my eyebrows waxed when I was a teenager, you're like, I don't understand why people do that. There's no reason for it. Your natural beauty is enough. And then makeup.
Okay, listen, to when you got your eyebrows waxed to when I first wore makeup, it was a big difference. Alright? And secondly, of course, wearing makeup, I'm trying to get laid. I have this stuff on my face, so I could probably get other stuff on my face later.
And
wait, you didn't hear about this fun fact. So, we talked about this in the last episode, I think. So, when a dude splooges on your face, and because there's all the little tidbits inside this, the little sperm baby things, when it's on your face, those things will actually those microscopic things try to go to your eye because they think your eyeballs are an egg.
I am so glad I'm a lesbian. Oh my god.
What if I have eye babies? What if that's why my eyes are so pretty?
So they're
because they have the souls of the innocent.
So they're like octopuses, which will let eggs wherever they can, and instead of it being in the mouth, it's in the eyes.
My eyes have the power of the octopussy.
or is it octopi?
Octopussy.
Or is it octopi?
Yeah.
And of course, this has turned into quite the interesting podcast. It's more turned into about friendship and classic Ashley friendship type stuff that's going on. So I'm definitely enjoying this.
Dude, this is not even the tip of the iceberg of like our conversations. This is
just being
really
mild.
a rated G kind of conversation.
Yeah, this is just being mild.
This is just like a regular Tuesday type of thing.
Well, I mean, already we talked about sperm in the eye, assault and damage with Gatorade and concrete. I mean, we can go pretty deep. That's definitely really interesting. I'm just standing back and I'm taking all this in and just laughing about it.
No, sir. You can't act like you're disturbed by this. You and I did a podcast recording talking about OnlyFans and girls just sitting on pieces of cake and to make money and creating porn videos and the shoe come. We've talked about a lot of disturbing things, sir. All right, don't you act all high and mighty today.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just innocent bystander listening to two best friends reminisce about what they do, and this is a true definition of friendship. This podcast.
Yeah, we should remember him saying this when we play our game at some point.
This podcast has turned into about the true definition of friendship, and talks about appreciation because once again, December is that depressing month. So listening to you guys talk and reminisce, it definitely gives good vibes. So it's definitely what we like to do. So I really do appreciate that. And of course,
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean no?
No.
I mean, I wouldn't say that Ashley and I are friends per se. It would be more or less like our souls are mortal enemies, and we just happen to get along sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I kind of tolerate Becky. It really depends on the wind direction.
It really does, because sometimes I can be my goofy self, and she's like, can you not? Not today.
Or there's times where, Becky is like all up in the feels and I'm the emotionless robot and I'm like, does not compute.
Okay, so you know the gif of the guy petting somebody with a broom? That is Ashley.
They're there.
That,
with the broom. They're there.
That really would not surprise me. But actually, I do have a question for Becky, and this is one that she might chuckle on, but here we go. What is something about Ashley that, like that nobody knows? Like whether it be a soft side, whether it be a darker demonic side? I'm just curious.
Son of a bitch.
Oh my god. Just for my safety and the safety of others, I'm going to plead the fifth on this one. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about Ashley that she's told me in confidence that even my own wife doesn't know. So I'm going to plead the fifth.
If you can think of something that you would like to say, you can shout it to me, and I can say if I approve or not for you to voice it.
just something soft and cuddly.
No,
really, that's not Ashley.
I don't know if you know this, sir. If you get Becky to reveal soft and cuddly things about me, I know who to talk to about things about you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I will voice them in this podcast.
There is nothing soft and cuddly about me. I'm a very rough edge.
I didn't say it's gonna be soft and cuddly. I did not say it was gonna be soft and cuddly.
This is not about me. This podcast is not about me today.
Ashley's kind of an open book, but the biggest thing that people need to know about Ashley is that you can't force her to, I want to say, force her to do anything she doesn't want to do.
Oh, of course.
As I'm sure everybody knows this.
Yes. Painfully speaking, yes.
And the biggest thing I want to say is Ashley has told me several times that she finds it hilarious how insecure some people get about their friendship with her. And then there's me now. I'm like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. Here's a croissant. How's it going?
Did you say a croissant?
Here's a dirty joke.
She just said a croissant. Interesting. So, okay, then I'll ask one more question, and then I have something special I would like to invite our guest on.
Oh Lord.
So I'll ask you. So, what do you think of being on the Out of Context podcast so far? Your idea of a podcast. How's it treated you so far? Your thoughts on it?
I think it's really going well. It's kind of how I expected podcasts to go from listening to quite a few in the past. Definitely going in the direction I expected it to go with you, unfortunately, unknowing me personally, but somehow knowing Ashley and still agreeing to let me be on the show, how it would be going.
Well, and she told me that I'm inviting Becky, and either you like it or I'll stab you. So, in lieu of not really wanting to be stabbed, I'm like, okay, bring her on. I don't mind. The more the merrier. I mean, you have personality, not like Jeffrey, and so yeah, I don't mind.
I mean, you just happen to catch me on a good day. Normally, my personality is, I'm dead. I work for the devil, so my personality generally by the time I get home is no.
Well, I mean, we really do appreciate you sharing a lot. So I mean, that definitely gives me more of an insight to Ashley. Gives me more of an insight, what true friendship is about. So I really do appreciate that. And Ashley's back there quiet, probably looking up disturbing stuff on Google. Are you still with us?
Oh, no, shut up.
Yep, she's still with us. So, as we move on to something different, we're going to do something uplifting. And for you, our special guest, Becky, I have a certain game for you. Now, do you like playing games?
Depends on the game, especially when Ashley's involved. Because last time her and I tried to play a game together, I ended up with Gatorade on my head. She was laughing. And I have a scar to prove it. So.
Well, the good thing about this game is this game is safe. Everybody loves it. Children and families all alike gather around the fireplace for this particular game. And I know you'll have a fun time with it. Even it's Ashley's favorite game. So if she likes it, you're going to like it. So are you ready to know the name of it?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, the game is called Pick the Porn.
Pick the porn?
Yes, Pick the Porn. How this game works is I'm going to give you 3 titles. And even Ashley can help you out. I'm going to give you 3 titles, and you tell me which one is a fake porn title. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
All right, Ashley, you can help her out. It's no problem.
I think Ashley has to step away.
I think
She told me to play the game, so we're going to play the game.
Now, hopefully she washed her hands when she's coming back, but that's neither here nor there. She's quite stinky. Anyhow, so
She is.
these titles are puns from movies. So here we go. Number 1, Beetlejuism.
What was that?
Beetlejuism.
Oh boy, okay.
Number 2, Thelma Does Louise. Number 3, Natural Born Comers. So Becky, which one is the fake porn title?
I'm gonna guess the last one.
Okay, the natural born comers.
Yeah, I want to say natural born comers.
All right. She's like, I signed up for this. So
I did.
you are correct. Natural Born Comers
Oh,
is the
nice.
fake porn title. A small aside here before we get to round two. Ashley always yells at me saying this game's rigged. She always yells at me because she always loses. Um, are you ready for round two?
I'm ready for round two, and Ashley is not very she's competitive and not a good sport when she loses. So
You should listen to the birthday show we did. Ooh boy, that's the kicker. Round two. Rocky Horror's Picture Show, Little Oral Annie, Sorest Rump. Which one is the fake porn title?
Rocky Horror Picture Show, because isn't that just like a movie?
Yes, all these are spoofs on movies. So Rocky Horror's Picture Show, you believe is a fake porn title.
I want to say that one's a fake.
All right, you are correct. Rocky Horror's Picture Show is a fake porn title. Not bad for a first timer.
Where's Ashley so I can rub this in her face?
Oh, when she comes back, oh yeah, she's going to give you a hard time on this one. Okay, so now we do round three. Are you ready for round three?
I'm ready.
Title number one, Lake Flaccid. Number two, Sheepless in Glasgow. Number three, Anus and Andrew. Which one is the fake porn title?
I want to say sheepless.
Sheepless in Glasgow. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You are incorrect. Sheepless in Glasgow is a real porn title.
What was it then?
Lake Flaccid. Yep, you should have went with your gut on that one. You would have had
I
a
should have.
perfect game. But we're going to do just a little bonus round because, you're a special guest. So this
I'm
is
special, all right.
small bus, don't eat the paste. It's all right. I do not judge you. Just wear your helmet.
I don't want to wear the helmet.
You have to wear the helmet. You have a soft head. You don't want to hurt yourself. We care about you here at the Out of Context podcast. Special round.
Nah, I don't have a soft head.
Oh.
Anyways.
Number one, Gumzilla. Number two, Seaman's Quest. Number three, Frankenpenis. Which one is the fake porn?
Can you read that back to me again?
As you're laughing so hard, I love it. Number one, Cumzilla. Number two,
Godzilla?
yes, Seaman's Quest. Number three, Frankenpenis. Which one is the fake porn title?
I want to...
Talk it
I
out.
feel like
It's okay.
I feel like Godzilla would actually be one. I feel like Frankenpenis would be one too. What was the second one again?
Seaman's Quest.
Seaman's Quest. I'm gonna go with Seaman's Quest.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, now before I give you the answer, think about it. What does your gut tell you?
Oh, you make me second guess myself.
Oh, it's the best part of the game.
Don't let him psych you out.
I'm gonna stick to my answer. Giggity.
So what was your answer?
Seaman's Quest.
You are correct. Seaman's Quest is a fake porn. Congratulations. Out of 4 rounds, Ashley, out of 4 rounds, she got 3 of them right. How does that feel knowing that our special guest beat you by leaps and bounds?
I'm not even surprised because it's Becky.
Becky, any final words about the game? Your thoughts on the game?
It was definitely very fun, very funny. The biggest thing is you gotta think about what people put on there to attract people's attention, and it makes me feel dirty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that Becky is an innocent little sunflower that does nothing wrong and thinks nothing wrong.
I'm a nun. I'm not married. I don't like women. I don't think their asses and boobs are amazing.
I feel her nose growing as she's saying this. But Ashley, Ashley, would you be so kind to tell Becky about our live version of Pick the Porn we played at your birthday?
Dude, I was kind of drunk then, so it's a little fuzzy. But so Becky, I'm gonna have to send you the link of the birthday special where we recorded Pick the Porn. I mean, clearly, got everyone around. No one knows besides our friend Sarah knew what was coming up, and because she's been on a few of these episodes and she's done the game too, and she loves it. And so everyone, we kind of broke up into teams. Pretty much Adrian's being the host. All the boys were on one, which is just three dudes. Haslam, Jeffrey, Brandon, and then there was the other team. It was like Veronica, Cara, and Sarah, and then there was my team. It was just myself and my friend Emily, and so we all like had our own. It started off with all of us having our own team names, and our team name was Pussy Slayer Magnifico, and it was just that how it was. It was
a little weak on the name, but
I'm sorry, what?
The name was a little weak, but
oh, you and I are gonna have words after this show. But anyway, we're Pussy Slayer Magnifico, and so every time that we had a right answer, we had our own little ritual. We're sitting next to each other, and we're like, yeah, which is we go do the double high five, and then when you put your arms like in a muscle and you just kind of like you're flexing, you're like, huh.
Yeah.
So that would be, we would do the double high five and we go, huh, brother. Like pretend to be like Hulk Hogan, something like that. So that was just our ritual, and we ended up winning.
And you actually won something.
I will.
I'm also the SpongeBob victory scream as well. You did.
Oh yeah, I would just at random, and I didn't even know everyone else was gonna get on board with it, but I just wanted to do it. I was like, victory screech, and all of us were going. It's really fun to listen to. I'll have to send you the link.
Yeah, so.
Oh boy.
So as we wind this program down, and before we end it, I mean, do you have any final words, Ashley? For the podcast for this week?
No.
Really?
Well, I mean, obviously, plug time. For me, you can find me on Instagram as Majestic Nerd Lady. It's the only platform you're gonna find me on. Anything else with my name, it is either not me or it is a private account. I then reserved for just close friends and family. But Instagram, Majestic Nerd Lady, send me a message, send me a friend request, let me know you're coming from the podcast. We love talking to you. We can chit talk about Adrian together, come up with ideas to torture him. I'm always down for that.
See, this is the kind of love I get. Becky, we thank you so much for being our guest and joining the show and being such a good sport about our game. And we love listening and learning about you and how you've had to painfully deal with Ashley for all these years and how you are still being tortured by her. So we really do appreciate it. Any words for us, if you wish?
Just thanks for letting me be on the show. I definitely had a lot of fun and was not expecting for Ashley to get a little touchy-feely there for a second. It was kind of odd after so many years. But no, it was fun and I had a great time, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
I'm gonna fight her. But yes, as long as Adrian is down for it, I'm always you can always be a returning guest. We try to have because our last show that we did, we had some episodes that kind of got a little chaotic and out of hand. They were fun, but they got a little out of hand. So what we try to do here is we always try to get at least 1 to 2 episodes in. Sometimes we do mini episodes with just the two of us, but if we have anyone that's gonna guest spot, we want to do at least a couple of shows in between where it's just the two of us before we bring someone on. We know not to bring on more than one guest at a time because it's very chaotic. We have 2 guests plus the two of us, but it would be a really fun It would be a really fun podcast to have you and Sarah on, but it would have to be very moderated. Like, Adrian and I would just need to step back and just let you guys go off.
God, I don't even know Sarah, but if you want to torment the poor soul, I'm down for it.
Sarah is one of us, Becky.
One of us.
One of us. One of us.
So,
Okay, Ashley got a touchy feeling. Go F yourself. Adrian does those questions and stuff throughout the podcast where he throws you off and tells you to look into your inner spirit, into your inner child, express your emotions.
Oh, you don't want me to do that?
Yeah, he tries to do that stuff. So occasionally, I don't care. I can talk about it. But no, I'm happy that you got to go on here. People can kind of hear a little bit into our story, and people will probably agree. It's like, yeah, it kind of makes sense that they're best friends because I really don't think anyone else could really, take on that role.
No, I don't think anybody else really could. And for the fact that you and I somehow end up getting married and those poor souls are trapped with us for all of eternity, I feel sorry for them.
I mean, really, babe. I still ask myself that question all the time. I'm like, I don't know how this happened, but it's working so far.
I'm not married. No one can deal with me, and I really enjoy that. I'm here in Castle Walker, just enjoying the peace and quiet. So you two suckers have fun with that one. That's great.
Yeah, your cat, and soon to be, Becky, he's actually, to be expecting grandfather.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to call you Gramps from now on.
See, this is all part and parcel of Ashley projecting because, she's pregnant, she's expecting. It's going to be triplets. I know her and Haslam are going to just be great parents. So, it's what she does. She believes that it's going to happen to her. And, I'll be sure to bring toys over that makes a lot of noise, drop them off, and leave.
See, that's where you can't keep people to believe what you're saying, Adrian, is when you're saying she's going to be a great parent. That's where you lack. That's where the lie comes in.
Well,
and then there would be Aunt Becky coming around with all the monsters and everything sugary. But knowing her kids, they'd have ADHD and they'd be like me and go,
oh no, I've actually talked about this to Haslam that if we ever were to have a kid and the kid's like, no, there's a monster in my bed or in the closet, I would like nothing but myself or Haslam to be underneath the bed or in the closet, and we go to open it, and then one of us drops each other, and we're like, no, are you coming? Oh no, and just traumatize our kid into behaving, because that always works.
Now you see, she embraced the part of when her and her husband have kids.
No,
she did.
Yep. She did, folks. She did. Now, I do apologize for the buzzing in the background here. It's my dryer going off, so.
I thought that was like a vibrator someone was having. I was like, all right, I mean, we're about to get exciting here.
It's like, I know we were just talking about fake porn names, but come on.
Gee, Becky, put that away. Come on. I mean, put that away. You're our guest. I mean, really don't embarrass us like that.
I can't help it. It's just what I do. I'm the rabbit raccoon who finds things in the garbage, and I wanted to try it out.
Damn it. So as we go, I believe Ashley has something for us.
Oh, yeah. Man, there's so many I was going to choose from. Okay, wait, hold on.
Ashley looks. Yeah. Ashley looks. You can find us.
Think, and it's hurting her brain. Give her a minute, folks.
Yes, and as she's looking, you can find us on walkerac76.podbean.com. That's walkerac76.podbean.com. You can find the Walker AC Experience that hosts the Out of Context podcast. You can find us on 21 different platforms, whether it be Spotify, Google Podcasting, Pandora. We're all over the place. Be sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, like us, follow us, everything between. We appreciate it.
Yeah, what he said. But so we've all heard about Florida Man and all those crazy news stories. But there's a story that I read It's about a guy. It's a guy that assaulted a person in a grocery store. He assaulted the person with milk, cream, and butter, and all I could think was, how dare he?
That was weak.
That was very weak.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
No.
How dare he? I was giggling to myself when I was reading that. Fuck you guys. You don't know comedy.
We cannot end the show on that one. You have to try again. No.
Okay, what kind of streets do ghosts haunt?
What?
Dead ends.
But
Good night. That was horrible. Good night.
Oh my god, you're both horrible.